Good day to our viewers and welcome to another episode of the eThekwini Matters podcast. Today we focus, detail and delve into the Mayoral Youth Development Office vision, goals and upcoming programs. The office has tabled plans to intensify its outreach programs, initiatives and strengthen relations with internal and external stakeholders. Very soon, the Mayor of eThekwini, Councillor Mxolisi Kaunda, will be announcing the rollout of the Learner Driver Drive program that aims to assist youth obtain their driver's license. Joining us in studio today is Nokuthula Hlophe, who is the manager for the Mayoral Youth Development Office, and she will be outlining youth development programs for eThekwini municipality. Welcome to our studios, sis. We are so happy to have you in studio.
Very much.
And a little birdie has told me that it's the month of Abantu Besifazane, and on the 1st of this month, you were appointed officially as the manager for the Mayoral Youth Development Office. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think it was a good way to kick off the Women's Month.
Exactly, yes. And we just come from Youth Month, go about July, so celebrating Women's Month.
Yes.
Sis Nokuthula, can you kindly unpack the program's initiatives aimed to assist our young people that are led by the Mayoral Youth Development Office, goals, mission, and your aims, objectives?
All right. I'll firstly start off with what the Youth Development Office is about.
Okay.
So the Youth Development Office was established in 2007 in the city.
Yes.
The primary goal for the Youth Office to be established was to look after the sound well-being of a young person holistically. That means we must look after health issues, we must look after academics, we must look after issues of young people in business, we must look after issues of young people that want to be in the creative, the artist, the arts, not just the artist as in by performing arts, but other creative sectors within the art space or the creative industry. We must, when I speak about holistically, we look after everything. You going to school, coming back to school, sporting activities.
Exactly,
but
yes.
we can't do it alone as the office because we have limited budgets. That means we must rope in other departments within the city that are custodians of those programs. For typical example, if we are focusing on young people in sports, then we'll do it through the Department of Sports.
Yes.
So that they're able to play sports in those activities. When we do arts, we must include PRC in those programs. We must include education. It's eThekwini Municipal Academy that must form part. So basically, that's what the office does. But it does not end with internal departments. We must also look at private entities. Your NYDA, when you speak of young people in business, we must consider how are they getting assistance through their grants or microloans that NYDA offers.
Speaking of stakeholder participation and partnerships, does the Mayoral Youth Development Office have a strategy to ensure that duplication does not occur, and do you have programs that set you apart?
We are looking at a strategic partnership. In fact, in this new financial year, because of various duplications, the office has looked into having a strategic session. It was recently postponed, but it will be in the first week of September, with various departments that we have programs that are of similar nature, not the same, but might be relevant from other departments. You must also note that eThekwini municipality does not only have one youth office, it has 2 youth offices.
Okay.
The other one forms or falls part within community participation, and we had a lot of duplications with the department, mainly because we are all focusing on youth development in eThekwini. So we have worked on our synergies of both offices, and we are now partnering permanently as the office so that we avoid duplications, and then we assist in making sure that all young people in eThekwini get sound assistance. We've made sure that we separate what we do from each other. So that when a young person goes to the other office, they get other benefits. When they come to this office, they get other benefits. More like a continuation of beneficiation rather than having similar programs with the office.
Okay.
But as things stand, the office currently has the following programs, which is your career exhibitions. We focus mainly on grade 9 to matric. We take out career exhibitions to various townships of eThekwini. We speak to young people in high school, in school youth and out of school youth. We don't just focus on high schools only. And we try and show them what the city has instead in terms of your student relief fund and your bursary opportunities. Because our bursaries are very tricky as the youth office. You do not apply, we call you and tell you that you've been awarded of a bursary. How it works, we look at your schooling performance when you go to matric, and we only focus on disadvantaged school, quintile 1 to 3. Not beyond that. There's also other bursaries that the eThekwini municipality offers with UEMA that you can apply for, but those that are offered by the youth office, unfortunately, we look at your performance while you're in high school, in your matric, and when you get your results, you are able to then get assisted through that bursary. We have your talent showcase, which started in 2008. It's our standing continuation program. It's a very nice program. If young people of eThekwini know or have seen Hlophe, we have a very young person there. He is currently playing the small Ushaka Zulu.
Oh, yes.
Yes, he made it out through our talent show.
Oh, okay.
We also have, there's 3 a cappella boys. I'm trying to remember their name.
Not The Joy.
The Joy, yes, The Joy.
Yes.
They are currently touring Europe. They started with eThekwini. The reason I'm also almost forgetting their name is that when they started with eThekwini, we found them in Hammersdale. And then they had a clip that circulated on social media. We wanted them to come for the talent show. Well, they took a long while to come because they did not know what eThekwini talent show was about.
Yes.
But what the eThekwini talent show is about is that we have a top 20 of young creatives that we expose to many opportunities that are out there. And then we have 3, which is the top 3, that become ambassadors for the office for the duration of 12 months.
Okay.
Which means when eThekwini does program, they get paid for performances. It's not just that we just take them and they don't get paid, but we also enable them to get assistance through existing record labels so that they can get further establishment on artists. Mind you, we are not artists ourselves. We do not know the ropes, but we get the people that know how to do it and how to go about.
Get the experts involved.
Exactly, we do that. We just recently, in the last financial year, started a new program which was the Youth and Business Seminar. It was the first of its kind. We had young people in various business sectors to come and engage on department heads on what they are doing in terms of making sure that young people are inclusive in business opportunities. Because it's not enough as the youth office that will make sure that with our procurement or SCM will negotiate that if it's something that has to do with young people, a certain beneficiation must go to the youth. Young people want to go to retail. So we had the retail estates come in to explain what opportunities are there. It was the first of its kind. We're looking to expand it as we move along as the youth office. We don't only end there. I've mentioned the student relief fund.
Yes.
It's standard ongoing, but it only focuses on undergraduates. When you've registered in the institution of higher learning of your choice, it must be a government-owned institution.
Yes.
Where you are able to apply. It mostly comes out in the 1st of October. Takes a duration of 2 months, which is mostly fair because you won't say that you've missed it out. You find it on eCareers, as a Sekakasin, you find it, and we share it on our social pages as well through communications, of course, to say that you must apply. Standard procedure of applying is the same as NSFAS. It does not replace NSFAS. You can still apply for NSFAS. It's only a system that says while you wait for NSFAS to respond, but the city is here to say start going to college, start having your registration fee so that you can start your processes of studying while waiting for your NSFAS.
Okay.
We also are able to top up with the 15% of your previous debt if you're on your second or third year. Only 15%, so that we are able to assist. But we also have various programs. Your Young Women in Seminar. We look at skills, how you are supposed to be a young woman in leadership, economy, business. We also look at Qinendoda, which is a mentoring program for young boys. We get older men to come and speak to them who have made it out, and also offer guidance, because young boys don't like to talk about challenges that they have with their girlfriends as they grow up, with their sexual health. They don't like speaking about those things, but we get other older people to speak to them and guide them, or to help them navigate their way through the system.
Nokuthula, it's no secret that as a country we are grappling with unemployment, and we're also grappling with a dwindling economy. Now let's speak numbers in terms of youth that have benefited from our programs as a city. And also, how does your office ensure that they maintain a number or ensure an increase in the number of beneficiaries rather, in the youth sector?
Unemployment is a crisis, we always say, and I think the city also needs a turnaround strategy when it comes to unemployment. With the Youth and Business Seminar, we were speaking with SCM that we want improvement in numbers of young people that have benefited through the tendering system.
Yes.
Which cannot only be the only system in the city that allows young people, but as well, we also understand that the city alone can't combat unemployment.
Yes.
We also need to rope in private entities to assist with youth unemployment. But what we have done as the office is that our student relief a year, over 100 young people benefit from the system a year. So that we ensure that they go to college, they finish their degrees, and we understand that even when you finish your degree, it's still an issue with getting an internship and their requirements. We've spoken with human capital to say that when we have our low entry level employment, certain expectations like experience. How do you expect a young person just graduated in a very low level employment to have experience? Human capital is coming on the fore to say that maybe some of those things we need to consider. But mostly is that Obab Mayor has created the Jobs War Room, which has all stakeholders, even the private sector, coming in to look at ways on how we can combat unemployment. And the creative side, when I spoke of the talent show, we become the advocates for those young people to get payment so that they are able to also assist their homes and have some sort of salaries that they bring home. But there's no blanket approach on unemployment. I think it needs all of us, government, private sector, to come together and see what can be done for young people and society in general to combat unemployment. And also get jobs that are sustainable, because there are some jobs that are there, but I still believe personally as a youth person, a youth manager, that they're not enough. We also, as the office, are just a small, tiny office, but I believe with our advocacy, we will be able to speak to the right department, the right private sector, so that young people are able to get assisted.
That's true. The city has a vision of being the most caring and livable city by 2030. Does the youth office have a similar vision?
Of course, we have to have a similar vision with the city of being a caring and livable city by 2030. Hence the creation of our programs to make sure that, hence the advocacy. Hence, we always make sure that youth development is mainstreamed in all sectors. All departments must have set-asides for young people, so that development so that all the things that curve the city from reaching 2030 goal are stopped. It starts with making sure that young people, the generation that will be there by 2030, not saying that others won't, but the generation that will be there by 2030 is better prepared. So we start preparing them now through the programs that we have, to make sure that by the time we get to 2030, the city is indeed livable, lovable, and is a growing city in eThekwini.
So I take it that is the long-term goal and vision of the city.
The long-term goal and vision of the youth office is in line with 2030. But what we want to top up is that by 2030, we want no young person to be struggling with getting means of employment. So we are in line.
Okay. And another little birdie has told me that there is a very exciting program that is coming up, that the mayor, Councillor Mxolisi Kawunda, will be announcing soon. Can you just tell us more about that?
Yes, it's the learner's driver's license drive.
Yes.
That is going to be coming up very soon. I think Wame has spoken at length in various community outreach, saying that he will be launching this program, and we are here to say it's coming very soon. It's going to be looking at benefiting 150 plus young people as a start. Remember, this is a pilot project.
Okay.
It has never been done by the city before. It's the youth office starting it now to say that as an enabler, as a form of assistance. When we spoke to human capital to give us stats on how learners and driver's license are affecting young people in getting employment, we saw that many other opportunities young people could not get because they lacked the driver's license. They did not have one. So when we spoke to Bab Mayor and his vision for youth development, as he's the champion of youth development in the city, he said it's a must that we have this program as the Youth Development Office, as an enabler, will enhance young people's skills. At this stage, I can't speak much on the criteria that we'll be looking for, but I can say that your metric is your starting criteria to start off, because we'll be looking for young people. It's an application format. You need to apply for it when it comes out. And we must understand that we're only looking for 150 as a start, not saying the program is ending, not saying it will not continue. The program will be there every financial year, and we are still looking at various stakeholders to also come input on the program, even financially, even with other means they can have, so that we expand the program. You know, when we go through with human capital, the shortlisting processes, and you would see that this young person qualified, but the only thing that they don't possess at the time is the driver's license. So it makes sense for us to be able to give them this opportunity to enable. It's part of our ways of thinking in the back of our heads that when you have your matric plus your driver's license, you have a very attractive CV.
And you spoke about the program being out very soon. And where or which platforms can the youth look out for it so that they can be able to make applications?
Well, our communications is still working on the communications plan, but I would just say that our Metro Bits, the standard ones, e-carriers, will also put it up on our social media pages so that every young person is able to get a fair opportunity of applying for the process. And even to those that will not make it, they must not give up, because we'll have a second round of learners and driver's license that would be coming out to try and cover as many young people as we can in the city.
So I take it, okay, currently we're looking for 150.
Yes.
And it's just a pilot.
It's just a pilot.
And then as the program continues, I'm sure the numbers will expand.
They should expand. You know, with starting a project from scratch, in order to attract funding, you must have a number that you would start with.
Yes.
So that when you're done with the program, you go to look for further financial assistance. You are able to have something that will back you up and say, these are the young people that had applied, and these are the young people that benefited through this program. And we want to increase the number because of the demand. And I know already, because of the number of calls I get every day, that the demand is high. And to every stakeholder that will be listening, if they have anything they can chip in, they should.
Oh, yeah, I hope so too. It's quite a good program.
It is.
Any parting words to young people who are watching this podcast?
I personally believe that young people in and around eThekwini have so much to give. They have, some have even made it. Some have great innovative ideas. We can't do it alone as the youth office. We need them to reach out to us. We also have a responsibility of reaching out to them.
Yes.
So if we could have this formed partnership with young people that are doing amazing things outside, I believe the youth office will be able to do so much more than what it is doing currently. Those are my parting words.
And can you please share with us the Mayoral Youth Development Office contact number?
031 322 9836, 031 322 9836. But we're also on social media. They can look for me on my social media, which is Nokuthula Hlophe, on my Facebook, same as Instagram, same as everywhere else. I'm a young person. I have all social media platforms. Because it also helped me with my job, because I also look at what they say, what are they doing, what's interesting, what's out there, so that we are able to create programs that respond exactly to that.
Thank you for coming through to our studios. What an informative podcast today, focusing on youth. And congratulations once again on your appointment. I hope you take the office far.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to our viewers for watching this episode of the eThekwini Matters podcast. Please don't forget to subscribe and like on our social media platforms.